Hello everybody and welcome here. Today I'm going to work on some Carpinus trees, hornbeams, and well, there's a good reason for that. I'll show you. So this is the big hornbeam fusion that I want to work on this year, and as you see, some of the buds are really swelling. And well, one of the things I need to do is to get him out of the pot, get these trees over there to complete the fusion, but I don't have enough trees. Well, I have quite a lot of young trees, but yeah, I have a few better ones. So I need to get these ones first out of another pot, and I'll show you that immediately. So this is the other fusion project that I have, and as you see, well, of course I didn't do it completely on purpose, but it seems that I lost some Carpinus seedlings all over the place in this pot, and of course I want to rescue these ones to include them later in the other bigger fusion pots thing, in blue pot thing. So I think that the front should be somewhere here. This tree looks kind of nice. It's in a big training pot, and well, let's have a look at these roots now. So from this view, the roots are quite okay, but I'm not too wild about the trunk movement here. I'll show you that. But okay, it's quite okay. I prefer this as a front, well, not from the roots, but the other problem is that if we look at the back, you see we have this big gap here, which is well, not filled at all. So I'm going to need a few more trees here. But yeah, you have to have some priorities, and I decided that I wanted the bigger fusion to be worked on this year. So I'm going to take these seedlings out and get this one in a, well, a little more acceptable bonsai pot. And yeah, well, let's start. So my first job, of course, is to get this out of the pot, and I think that it will not be a big problem. We have quite a lot of good roots here, and well, since I want to put this tree in a bonsai pot, I'll show you the pot. It's this one, it's a round pot. Not too wild about this, but I never really liked these marks here, and well, it's a little dirty, but I found a nice way to clean this up. So I'm going to get off the small seedlings now with my root hook, and then I will have to measure how much I have to cut off, because I'm going to do that all in one go, I think. Well, I will try. And I want to expose the roots in this new pot. So yeah, okay, so I'm going to put this little marker here to have an idea of where I want the front to be. And the first thing I need to do is to get the young seedlings out, which will probably result in quite a lot of disturbing the roots of everything, but that's not too bad. It will be a good opportunity to cut back some of the thicker roots, and this might take a while. Obviously, this one is going to be probably easier than the rest, but still, these things grow everywhere. So I need to get around this whole thing. So that's one. I'll put him in a bucket of water. As you can see, it's already greening up. So Spring is rather early this year, which makes me rather happy because I'm so tired of this gray winter. It's not been a cold winter, it was a gray winter. We had rain all the time. Because when it's cold and the sun shines, well, you can go for a walk, something like that. Now it was really horrible. So I'm going to get all these trees out and I'll be back. So the harvest was not spectacular. I have, well, 2 really small ones, but okay, they have roots, so that's good. Then these 2 are a little bigger. This one is even bigger than that. And this one, well, that's a good one. Of course, the roots are not really interesting, but I'll work with that. So I'm going to plant these ones in a pot now, just to keep them moist. So yeah, little pots just to keep them safe until I work on the other tree. To do that, I'm just going to use a long pot because there's no use in getting this straight up. You know, the drainage screens, it's just for a day or two. I will lay these trees just down and cover them up with the substrate they've been growing in, so they will be rather safe for the coming days. No problem whatsoever. So that's not complicated. Okay. I can now continue the cleaning of the soil here. So just a little more here. I'm not going to bare root this tree. Not too wild about bare rooting trees. Just combing out the roots will be more than sufficient. Okay, and now I have to measure the depth of the new pot. There's just one thing that I am wondering. This root should be great to, where was the front? Yeah, should be great to open this up and put it a little more in this direction. So maybe with a piece of bamboo under I can do that. It will open the root base for sure. So let me get a piece of bamboo. I like bamboo for this kind of work because it's quite solid, but on the other hand it doesn't stay too long and too hard in the pot, so it starts to rot and then you don't have big catastrophes of roots being marked. So how far can I push this? Not quite far. So I'm going to need something like this. Cut this and then split it. That's another thing that's nice about bamboo. Okay, so this might be strong enough. This piece is just a little thicker, so I'm going to get it under this little root here. I'm not even sure if this is alive up till here. Here I have feeder root, so I'll just get it here. Okay, and then I'll push this root. I think my bamboo is just going to be a little too long. Yeah, so I need to cut it back centimeter. still a little too long, half a centimeter. Oh, it's going to split. Yeah, it's okay. It looks like this is doing the trick, which of course changes a whole lot of the perspective, because now the root spread is a whole lot better. So that's good. Now of course I need to get this tree in this pot, but I need it to have a good direction and I want a nice flat root base. So obviously when I put it in the pot that I have, this is not the case. So I need to do something about that. This is how the tree should be in this pot. Like so, because it has to come a little forward. If this is the front, sorry, it has to come like this. But I'm not completely sure about the front. It's going to be something here or here, something like that. So I need to get this, well, to fit in the pot. So I need to get some soil off to be sure. And here is the pot. To be sure that the width is okay, because I think that this pot is really more than big enough for a tree of that caliber. And I see a whole lot of thick roots here, obviously, because I never did a proper root prune on this tree. I also see that this root is going really too high, so it might be a good idea to try to get that down, maybe with a guy wire. Might get complicated, but okay. First of all, I have to reduce this root ball, and since I don't have much roots here, I think it might be a good idea to get some more soil of here. So I'll just remove some soil, and when it fits from the sides, we will have a look at the depth. Now obviously this is the root that is going to cause some trouble. Now I can of course reduce this, but just a little. I have a little root here and then a little one here under, so I can do that. So reducing this one, and well, there is a root here which is better, and there is a root here under, I think. Let me have a look if there's really a root there. No, that's from another tree, so first check before you cut. So it's a little dangerous to get, well, I think this is a good root. This is really a good root. So no, I'm going to remove that one completely. And then I still have this and a little one here. So this is going to be, that's not a whole lot that I removed. So this is going to make things a little easier. I still don't know if I can fit this in this pot, but I'm going to get the soil out of this tray and continue. If I want to fix that root, wait a minute, if I want to fix that root, and this is the front, okay, then this is the front, It's a little complicated today. This is the front, so I need some wire in the back. Okay, let me remove that. And then of course, well, I'm going to need a wire, so I need to remove the soil and everything. So this is a pot where you have three openings here to define the feet. Now I only have 2 holes to use wire, so I'm going to need this as a front or this as a front, and then I can use that hole for the wire. So I don't know, I like the closed one, so it's just a question of taste, you know. So I will take a piece of wire that long, yep, cut it here, and it's just to block that wire. So I'll take a piece of thick wire, little twists, and that will go into the hole from the bottom, and so I can fix that root. Okay, so let me switch the 2 trays here. We are looking at the front now. I think that this is going to be okay to get it in the pot. Now I need to cut back a whole lot of the root ball from the underside. So the pot has a depth of maximum this, so that means I'll have to cut right about here. Okay, well, let's cut. And now let's have a look how it does in the pot. Yeah, that's starting to look like a tree. Yeah. So that's not bad at all. I'm quite happy with that, for starters. So if I push it a little down, the root base will be at a good height. Yeah. Still might do some root pruning on the sides, just to make sure that I'm working with radial roots from now on. And this is the root I have to get down. So this is quite okay. Okay, I'm going to untangle this mess and clean that up. Okay, so just a final combing out of these roots here and trimming back what can be trimmed. So just a light haircut. Some roots are a little thicker, so that's a very good moment to, like this one, to get these a little shorter. I think that this tree will stay in that pot for at least a year or 2, and that should give me some time to grow a little more of the seedlings that I need to fill up this gap. So yeah, quite happy with the progress. So I wanted this root in the back, so I prepared the pot for that, and now some substrate to keep the drainage screen from moving. Just a little. Okay, might use some more substrate. So I'm mounting the substrate here. Just a little more. And now, well, quite an important moment. So this is the back. Let me see. Okay, so I want a nice and flat surface to work. So, from a distance. Okay, so this is how it looks, but since the pot is a little, yeah, I don't want this tree to be dead straight. So something like this is also good. I think I kind of like that. Now, of course, I am a little bit limited because I want this root in the back here to come down a little. But I think that, well, I have the roots here, which is nice, here, which is nice, so I think that's okay. The trunk line is quite elegant this way. So now my first concern is going to get this root flat. Problem is, if once you start doing these things, I'm going to lift the whole tree in that direction. So maybe it is a better idea to first try to fix this tree in the pot with a whole lot of soil, or maybe just fix it on the other side too. That might be a better idea. So I'm going to take another piece of wire. Yeah, that's probably a better idea. So out goes a part of the soil, and I'm going to need another piece of thick wire here. Okay, so let me get that. So of course, if you only want to fix the tree in the pot, you can pass a wire through it, but that's not what I want to do. I want to put really pressure on one place. Oh, wire fell out. Like so. Okay. Sorry, I'm blocking the view, I know. Okay, so we'll have a look at it from the side. So this one has to be blocked here. So I'll already give it a little twist so that it doesn't move too much. And then we said that this was the front, and then I need to get this root here. Yeah, it's always improvising. This is not a finished tree, so there's always surprises. And I don't know if this will hold. It might just slip off it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should try to get it around this tree. That might be a better idea. So I'm going around this tree here, and I'm going to fix it there. But sadly, it is on my piece of bamboo, which will probably slip also. Yeah, sometimes things get really complicated. Okay, well, Yeah, especially when your wire breaks. So I'll redo this. Oh man. So far so good. This one is fixed now, and the bamboo didn't run away. So this is the front. I want the tree to come slightly towards the viewer, so I'm going to need to put some more soil here, but that's not a problem. And now, well, I can do that. If it doesn't move, that's better. Okay, now I need to get this root down. I don't know if it's gonna work, but well, I'll try. I'm going to do that by hand first. That doesn't look too bad. So I'm just going to cut back now a little more of this wire here. Same here, well, that's okay. Just a little piece then, and here. Okay, so I have still a few bigger roots that are trying to jump out of the pot, so I'm going to remove these ones. It's not a lot. And now it's a question to fill up the pot with the substrate. So let me be sure. This is how it should look. This is the front, somewhere here or somewhere here. From a root-based perspective, this is really great. And the trunk has an interesting movement too. So yeah, I think this should be the front. Like so. Well, I don't know what you think. You can let me know in the comments if you want. Some of these branches should be rewired. And I have to see what buds I have opening before I do that. Okay, I'm going to fill this with soil. I have a piece of moss here. Now I know that not everyone likes moss, it's just a question of taste. I like it most of the time, but I'm surely gonna use it to hide some of these ugly things, like this piece of bamboo, which is not very natural or attractive. And then I have a little piece of wire here sticking out, which is also not very attractive. So you can hide these features with just a little moss. And then add some color. A little piece here in the front. Don't make it too symmetric. And then a piece maybe here in the back. And okay, that's it. So I really need to clean this pot now. I have a little sponge, special sponge with, well, a metal sponge, you know what I mean. So I think that's gonna help a whole lot. Well, I don't think this is a bad tree. Of course, it needs a whole lot of work to get this fusion completed, but this was what they called a no-hoper. All trees with defectuous roots on every side, and look at what we have now in just a couple of years. This might become interesting. So I'm going to let this grow. These branches are way too long, I know that, but I'm going to let the tree extend first so that it sets well in the pot and that it roots well and that it gets vigorous. And then I'll do some pruning back to direct the new growth in spots where I want them. And yeah, well, I kind of like it. So, well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.